Yo, what's up, everybody? It's comedian TK Kirkland, aka T to the K. I just did one of the greatest episodes in podcast history with real life street stars, some of the coldest brothers in the game. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, and keep continuing to watch these young brothers rise. You know I don't talk a lot. Demonstration's better than conversation. Go.
Real life.
It ain't real life. Just ain't real. Real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Everybody start clapping right now. We got an OG in the building. Y'all ain't funny like this.
Nah.
TK Kirkland in the building. What's up, brother?
Hey, how you doing, man?
T to the Hey, I just gotta ask a question, man. Under every viral interview, there's a TK Kirkland YouTube.
Yeah.
Is that you or not, bro?
Nah, that's not me, yo. I got someone impersonate me, but hey, that's when you know you made it, right? That's how you know. I don't know who has that kind of time, but he's on everything.
Have you ever tried to respond to him and say, man?
Yeah, I sure have. And I kind of like threatened him and all that. But then Instagram was getting ready to ban me for talking to me.
Damn.
Yeah, so it was a violation of community service. They wasn't looking at it as I'm talking to me. They looked at it, I was threatening myself. Oh, that's crazy. I had to leave it alone, yo.
Leave it alone. He's still out there. He's still out there somewhere.
Yeah, he said, and then I started thinking, might as well just let it go ahead and let them do what they do.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I was like, man, you're a good ass troll, bro.
Yeah,
everything.
He on everything.
Troll your own content.
Yeah, he rolling, yo.
Now, everyone knows who's on this couch, man. TK, you've been going crazy, and especially even your, reliving through even the Vlad TV conversations. Mm-hmm. People throw the word legend around a lot. You are a legend.
Thank you.
But
sir.
I'm just curious, what in the comedy world, what do you consider legend? Like, what criteria does somebody have to get for you to say, yeah, that is a legend? I
would definitely say Eddie Murphy.
No, I mean, even more so Eddie Murphy, what criteria does someone need to have to be considered a legend?
You have to be a rock star, because to me, I saw what a rock star was. That was Eddie Murphy, because he had the blueprint. He was selling out stadiums. He had men wanted to be like him, women wanted to fuck him, and that's the definition of a rock star to me. You know what I mean? And he just had it all. So I've never seen nobody other than me pull that kind of have that kind of swag that Eddie Murphy has. So that's my definition of a rock star.
If you was to give someone next up to Eddie, like just from what you've seen in the comedy world, someone maybe that's not even known, who would you say got that aura of what Eddie had back in the 80s?
Oh, me, for sure. Yeah, there is no doubt about it. Me, for sure. I'm not even going to give nobody else that.
Oh, I said, there's no third runner-up?
Yeah, nah, I'm not going to. And the reason why I say that, because I'm the architect of the stand-up thing. I can't really go around saying it, because it's to young people, it's cocky, it's arrogant. So you just have to prove things day by day. So I don't take comedy things seriously, but I put a lot of work in to make it serious. But I'm really doing what I want to do. I love stand-up, but what I really like is negotiating. What I really like is the business side of entertainment, as you know. So that's what motivates me, and to help people, from D.L. Hughley to Mike Epps to Godfrey to my new guy, Charleston White. And he's the first person in a long time that I took under my wing.
That's what's up.
To show love, because I really felt that most comedians need to be babysitted. I think most people needed to be talked to every day. But what I liked about Charleston White, under the character that he was out there creating on people, he's a true gentleman, he's a true man. His conversation with me is yes, sir, no, sir. And that's the kind of respect I like from people. And I'm glad that I had a conversation with him, because he was on my radar, and the opportunity permitted itself. And I say, he met me in Vegas. I took him out to Berkeley. I did a Tony Soprano, paid for his whole staff food. I just nibbled on the couple pancakes real quick, paid the bill, left a big tip, walked out the door. That type of shit. Yeah, that's how you do it. You don't sit there and have a whole meal. You just want to look in a person's eye to see their character. So I saw his character, and regardless of what the world sees and what they might say, because his perception has given most people a negative vibe.
Right.
And I don't really want him to clean it up, because I really like that he can attack somebody and go off on them and know the research of people. But I want to polish him into to a level that he is working for the rest of his life. After I was telling you, after this internet sensation thing blows over. And that's all. I'm just doing my part, what I came here to do, and that's to help people.
Nah, that's what's up. I'm just curious, what was the video that stood out for you that made you a Charleston White fan? Because
it was a little bit of all of them. But if I really had to say, it was when he was attacking T.I.
Oh, okay.
and he kept coming back, and he always had accurate information. That's what I said, this motherfucker really must be the feds, because who the fuck has this type of information on people? Then that's what got my attention. Then when he attacked everybody else, he knew their life story. He knew your blood type. He knew if your father pulled out on another bitch. Like, this nigga was just on point, and that's what I thought was funny.
So I got to ask, with the Live Nation, right? He had a prior situation with academics.
And I never knew that until you guys told me that.
Yeah, and he had the China Mac situation where he went in on China Mac, and then they pulled him from the show, but you were able to get him back on. Did you meet any hesitation from Live Nation when you tried to get him
boss. Like, there ain't nobody fucking with me. Like, hey, I don't do that. Like, but until you guys what you just told me, I never knew he had a problem with Live Nation or any of these other people. I truly just brought it. It wasn't like I was doing something to get back at anybody. Yeah. I was doing it because that's where my heart was. I was doing it because it was organic to me. And I just wanted to put him on. That was it.
Well, we just had him here. He was definitely thankful. He really shouted you out for bringing him back to that situation and giving him the opportunity to even do the House of Blues on the 28th in Dallas, which is going to be sold out.
Yeah.
I'm curious, did you ever have a Charleston White type character? Because I know you've been in the game. You done seen some things. Did you ever have a Charleston White type character who says, I'm going to tell on any
No.
You ever had that in your life when you was growing up, that guy who just...
And that's what makes entertainment great. Like the guy who dresses up like a woman. What's the black dude name that's on the billboard?
RuPaul?
No, not him.
Oh, Tyler Perry.
No, who else? The rapper.
Oh, Young Thug. In the early days?
No, the guy that's out now.
He had the Crab Shack in ATL.
Blame it on Quay?
Blame it on
No, guys. He's the rapper that got the nachos commercial. And all that with the blonde hair. He's on all the billboards outside.
Lil Nas.
Lil Nas X.
Yeah. Goddamn, there's so many options.
Yeah.
What you going through there?
Yeah. And y'all really, the kind of money y'all making, you'll need to invest in more than one mic. Like this one mic shit, pass it around.
You're the first person to call it out.
Yo, that's fucking hilarious. I'm like, and it's distracting me. I'm like, did these niggas really pass it around one fucking mic?
The reason we only have one mic is because everybody's going to try to ask you a question at the same time.
You still can have more than one mic.
We got one.
Okay.
We got 30 mics in this
Okay, yeah.
We still use them.
When y'all go to your new spot, everybody have a fucking mic.
Let's go, TK. Let's go. So to your point, you were saying you didn't have a guy like that, like Charleston.
Yeah, we never had that. And that's what makes rap, country music, if you're the first to do something, you stand out. So Pioneer. Charleston did something that stood out, and boom, the rest is history.
Now, the thing that Charleston kind of did is he kind of exposed a lot of the street cultures and really that people ain't living what they say they living.
Right,
Niggas
that's
ain't
true.
standing on shit.
Right.
You come from the streets. Like when you see him exposing some of this shit, what are your thoughts? Like, damn, we have been misled or...
Yeah, but when you listen to Charleston, it's not just the streets, it's the world.
Right.
We all have been lied to. We all have been manipulated throughout this world called life. And whether you're a church goer, whether you think you're righteous, we all have been lied to a level of we walk blinded because we know the truth, but we don't say nothing about it. And that's in all aspects from gangster rap to politics. I mean, look what's happening to the Republicans defending Donald Trump. Like they know that it's a lie, but they continue to say that it's the truth. So it's the whole world, man. And I talk about habitual liars because I stand on character, I stand on strength, and when I find men lying about things they don't have to, or men who are lying about things they haven't accomplished.
Yeah.
All these things irritate me. So I move by myself, I roll by myself because I move a certain way and I don't want to take a chance anybody rolling with me and they happen to be something that I thought they was and they not.
So let's go all the way through there then. You mentioned Eddie Murphy. And of course, shout out to your Drink Champs interview.
Yes.
Touched on 1 million less than 2 months, going crazy. They gave you a plaque. Congrats.
Yes, thank you.
But you did tell a story about Eddie Murphy, Charlie Murphy.
Yes, and but what I didn't say at that story, that was going to be my last time talking about Eddie Murphy and Charlie Murphy. I'm glad I'm saying it on your show. Now, let me tell you why. The reason why that has to stop because it happened before you guys were born. It happened in 1982. It's way before I was doing stand-up comedy. And it keeps revisiting my life. And like I was saying on the interview yesterday, the thing about life is about evolving in life. What have you become since you was a so-called menace to society? So I want to stand on what I've accomplished, the man I am today, not about the crazy things that I did when I was 21, 22 years old.
Oh, is that how old you were back then?
I was 21, 22 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm 63 years old now.
And as you're saying that, thank you for even prefacing that because again, we do want to stand on like what builds us up to this moment.
Yes.
And of course, no one knows what no one knows where trajectory is going to go with people's lives.
Yes.
But at that time, and I'm just curious, this is just for you and your mental. When you're 21, 22, and you're hanging out with stars and stuff like that, where did you see yourself at this age?
Well, I wasn't even thinking about being a stand-up comedian. See, a lot of people see the stuff that's important to focus on is I was a track star. See, I ran track coming out of high school. Went to Arizona State, went to Cal State Northridge. So I ran.
You hurt?
Huh?
Did you 400?
I ran everything from the 100-yard dash to the mile. I was really gifted.
Oh, yeah.
So got a scholarship, and when we came out of New Jersey, at that time from 1977 to 1979, it was New Jersey was not the hottest track circuit in the country. It was the hottest track circuit in the world because we had Renato Skeets Nehemiah, we had Carl Lewis. Like these are people you probably don't even know about, but these was people that in the 70s we was terrorizing high school track and field.
Now, to be 63 years old, you look amazing. Like,
thank you, my man.
like, brother, I wouldn't have gave you that. What is your health regimen? Like, how have you been able to sustain yourself? I mean, there's individuals that look half your age and they fucked up.
Yeah. I just think, in everything in life, you got to have a little luck, right? You could be the healthiest person in the world and get in a car accident. You could have a brick fall on you. But to make it to be 63, I took care of myself, and I hope I could get so many more summers out of this thing called life. But peace of mind, a good life, and I'm not afraid to let go of stress. If anybody calls me any type of friction, regardless who it is, I let them go.
Now, what age did you figure out that you were funny?
Well, I was, like if you ever watch me do stand-up, I never smile.
Right.
Because I'm not really looking at it as a comedian. I'm looking at it as a person who sees the world, but gives a little twist on it as a stand-up comedian to make it funny. I'm really just giving my opinion with a little bit of sarcasm. That's all. That's all I'm doing. And I just have the ability to make it funny. That's it. So I can really much look at hear any type of topic, and I truly can make it funny.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, like I love comedy. Like I go to comedy shows all day long, right?
Yes.
So I Googled just to see what your latest stand up is, because we all know you funny from back then,
Right.
And it's like, damn, is he still funny now? Man, I pulled up the motherfucker. I dated a 72-year-old. That nigga said my side bitch died from COVID. I done zoomed in on the funeral, bro. You had me crying laughing. Was that a real story?
I can't tell you. It's like a magician. I can't tell you.
Damn.
A magician never tell you a secret. I can't let you know if it's true or not. But it's hilarious, though. And I'm glad you brought that up because I haven't did that joke in a long time.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna do it this weekend.
Yeah, nah, that shit. That shit.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Where'd you see it at?
It was on YouTube, man. It was on Chocolate Sundays. YouTube.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta watch that because I have so much material that when people quote my material, I'm like, yo, I said that shit.
Yeah.
So I love that.
But I just like your style of doing it. It's like you're saying you like serious, but not serious with the shit. It's like you say some shit, but it'd be outrageous.
Yeah. I'm not laughing, and you can't talk in my show.
Yeah.
You can't get up and use the bathroom in my show. Like I really run that motherfucker like a state federal pen.
Wait. Somebody who just gets up and starts walking to the bathroom, you point them out like, hey.
I'll say, excuse me, could you have a seat? I'll say, excuse me, can you have a seat for a second?
Yeah.
And they'll sit down and say, excuse me, the next time a motherfucker get up, raise your motherfucking hand.
Yeah.
And they actually raise their hand. And I say, okay, give them a round of applause. And now sometimes I get niggas that's tough, like, they think they being bitched in front of the girl. But when you come to a comedy show, you should be open to anything because it's really about fun.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it to punk you.
Yeah.
I'm doing it to be fun because once the audience see it, it's all entertainment.
Now but it was a couple questions I had that spawned off of that, right? I was
Okay.
like, when the man died, the side bitch be at the funeral. But on the opposite, would you really go to the funeral of the side girl? Just be in the corner crying like
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I when I was young, I pretty much did everything I think you should do in life because if you live long enough and your mother or your father or a good friend is dying slowly, and what my mother said to me years ago when she was passing away, God bless her, she said she wished she'd lived her life differently. See, so people take life for granted and you don't live life. And I think life should just be this amazing trip and journey that you do nothing crazy. You don't want to murder nobody or do things that's harm, but you should really live this thing so that when your day is done, you can actually say, yo, I did my motherfucking thing. And I hope I get to say that. I did my motherfucking thing. So these shows right here help me to reminisce about the things I've done because I don't move like a celebrity.
Not at all.
No, I don't move like a celebrity. I don't all that somebody working for you, 8 people with you. I don't do that. And that's why I enjoy Charleston. Like a grandfather watching his son. He has the entourage, they smoking weed, they really living.
Oh yeah.
And I'm in the corner and shit laughing.
I done did
because this shit is hilarious to me, right? Like people really love this shit. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the money, but man, I get my thrills out of watching other people like that. I just love that.
Wait, hold on. And you said that you were a neighbor to Prince, but you didn't know who Prince was at Prince at the time.
Richard Pryor.
Richard Pryor. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Richard Pryor.
So Richard Pryor.
Yes.
And were you a fan of Richard Pryor?
Comedy wasn't on my radar. I was going to college. I wasn't going to see stand-up comedy and all that. I think what got me to start doing stand-up comedy is because I had admired Eddie Murphy.
I see.
See, when I saw the Rolls Royces and this house this nigga was living in, and we was hanging, and me and him were born on the same day and year, by the way.
Oh,
dope. Now we're both 62 years old. I always say I'm 63 because I have a reason, a metaphor, not a metaphor, a reason why I do what I do. Everybody in my family died before they was 40.
Oh, wow.
So what I do is to promise myself, and I don't like liars, I always say that I'm a year older so that I have to make sure, boom, I make it to 63.
Now, you had mentioned you saw the cars, everything that Eddie had. So you saw the business of comedy.
Yes, I saw the business of comedy, but I've always been a businessman. So that's why I don't have a manager. That's why I don't have an agent. Like everything you have seen, I've done myself for 37 years. And I also did that for other comics and made them very successful.
What is it some things about business that generally people don't know that they need to understand?
Common sense. You got to know common sense. You got to know numbers, and you got to know there's a vibe. Like the big thing that's been going on lately, I thought the Michael Jordan deal with Nike was the worst deal, and people you guys age and young people was like, oh nah, he don't have to do nothing. He's getting 200 something million a year. But I was saying to people, it's a bad deal to me. Like I asked Calvin yesterday, I said, Calvin, would you take the deal? He said, no, it was Calvin's his other guy, his friend. And he said, yeah, I think I'll take it. But that's to them. To me, it's a bad deal. And let me put this out in the universe. If you made me $5.1 billion a year, and I only gave you 5% of that 5.1 billion, you ain't gonna be mad?
Fucking
If you're
right.
not mad, then you don't understand business. Because there's no way there's no way you can make me 5 million and I only give you 5%. I just don't think that's fair.
So what are your idea as far as the contract when Nike says you're not proven yet and we're going to take a risk?
You said the right thing. So here we go. When you do a contract like that and nothing has been proven, nobody's worn the shoe, nobody's ever happened. So there's contingents in the contract that once we deliver, we bump up. Once we deliver, we bump up. Once we deliver, we bump up, if that's the way you want to go. If I was negotiating the deal, it wouldn't have went that way because the deal would have been 60-40. Michael Jordan would have gotten 60. Nike would have given 40. Let me tell you my reason. Because he's the celebrity. The celebrity always gets more than the product. Always. This is just my rule. People can say whatever they want. Their personal reason, I have to respect their reason. This is just the way I will move. We getting 60%. Now, since nobody has ever wore that shoe, we don't know what's gonna happen. It could have flopped. But we proved ourselves. What's so bad about that deal still exists from 1982, 83. So let me tell you why Rihanna is a billionaire. Rihanna got one of the coldest motherfucking deals in the cosmetic industry, bro. And that's why she makes the kind of money that she's making. But a homie of mine from the streets, Eric Von Zip, Eric Von Zip's from Harlem. And he said, TK, never worry about it because the niggas who get the money later get more money than the niggas who get it earlier. And my point example, there's no ball players right now better than Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. But Magic Johnson and Larry Bird are not getting the kind of money these young kids are getting today. But they paved the way for these young ball players to get the kind of money that they're getting. Magic and all of them could never have fathomed the kind of money these kids are making today. Right. They making a killing, yo. It's unbelievable what they're making. So that's my thing about negotiating. That's all.
So
I just think I'm just fair.
So earlier you said that one of the reasons why you do comedy is because you have discernment. You can see things differently than other people.
Yes.
So my question to you is, do you believe in conspiracy theories or do you think that's like a waste of time?
It's a waste of time. Yeah. People don't use common sense. Like people say, oh, they're going to make, like in basketball, if it's 3-1, they're going to say the ref's going to fuck up the games. The ref's going to fuck up the game so he can go to game 7. And don't get me wrong, I'm quite sure that some refs are on the take all the time, but it's not always like that. There's some things that's just factual because to create a conspiracy theory, even though you know the truth, Donald Trump is a master of it. He knows the facts that they got him, but he could just go on the radio, press conference, and put that in the universe, and people gonna run with it knowing the shit is a lie. Expertise. He has it down to a T, Donald Trump. Masterful.
And you said earlier that, for 37 years in this industry, you've moved a certain way for yourself, as well as moving that way for others who have come into the industry. And it's been written that you helped start the career of some other legendary comedians like Jamie Foxx, Theo Hughley, Mike Epps. Is there truth to this? And if so, can you tell us about it?
Yeah. If you read everybody's books, DL, I'm in his book. Mike Epps, I'm in his book. Godfrey, I'm in his book. It's no secret. It's just that like I have a rule. I stay low key, and I never had to really prove anything to anybody. People see me now like, yo, where the fuck he come from? But everybody had to come through TK back in the early late 80s and 90s, because I had all the comedy clubs, like the Martin Lawrences, the Tommy Davidsons, all had to work for me. But I had a crew. Me, my man Shannon, we was street hustlers, and we paid more to the comics than any other comedy club was given, because we were in the white comedy clubs yet. We wasn't in the comedy stores, the Improvs, the Funny Bones. It was the Comedy Act Theater, it was the Birdland West, it was the Palace in Hollywood. When I still see I was on stage one day and it was packed, and I see Will Smith, Mike Tyson, Tiny from Fridays. All of us was just really getting our start. But if you look in this business and you didn't know me, you didn't like, oh, why TK ain't blow? But a lot of people didn't know I was already rich before I got into the game. Like when Dio used to come over my house, I'll never forget it. He's like, yo, how the fuck you living like this? Because I've always been smart, always stacked my money. And that's why Dio is successful today, because I took my street savvy, I gave him the blueprint, and I always taught him, no matter how much money you get, never get comfortable. And one of the great stories too, I want to say it for the first time, when Faison Love did Fridays and he was doing the TV show with Robert Townsend, he had stopped doing stand-up. And I called him, I said, yo, you got to get back doing stand-up because you left so much money on the table. What the fuck you doing? Faison Love now is doing stand-up comedy, and he'll tell you that story. Yeah.
Man, so being such a big brother in the game to a lot of individuals, do you feel responsible for, like, if a person doesn't make it? Like,
No. We all men. You know, at the end of the day, everybody know how I move. I'm a man. If you make it, you make it. If you listen to the blueprint, you listen to the blueprint. I know my purpose on this planet. I did what I have to do for people, and I put them in position. Basically, I bring you to the dance. It's up to you to find out who to dance to. Just like my son, I remember one day he was hanging out. Just like me and my son was hanging out. I was sitting home in my house, and my son said, Dad, I want to go to the Lil Wayne concert. And I don't really go out, so, I said, let's go. And one of my friends from college was there, and he works for Interscope Records. So I said, yo, Troy, can you give my son a job? This is 8-9 years ago. And they exchanged phone numbers, and my son constantly stayed in touch with Troy. Troy wound up signing, so my son wound up working for Dr. Dre, Jimmy Iovine at Interscope Records. Now my son is a big wig in Los Angeles, California, in the music industry. Like, he balling. And I'm glad, and I don't bring it up, throw in his face, yo, I did that for you. All the people I put on, but I'm blessed in my own way. I'm healthy. Amen. I don't look my age. I'm not on a wheelchair.
Amen.
Women still want to fuck me. That's important.
That's very important.
Yeah, that's important.
This interview is sponsored by Blue Chew. I'm trying to get there.
Now,
yeah, all y'all got to make it. That's the goal, right?
Not for real.
Now, is there anybody you ever regretted sharing the blueprint with?
Oh yeah, but I keep that secret.
Okay.
Yeah. I know.
Speaking of women, man, there's an interview saying that you knocked off 10,000.
Yeah, I was just talking shit. It seemed like I had that much sex, but my I was a slight hoe when I was young. Yeah, but I'm supposed to live like that. Like I think that I was never a liar. How about that? Some men get married and be in relationships and still cheat.
Yeah.
I never cheated on nobody. I never was like, yo, we're gonna kick it and I'm out here still fucking this person, that person, causing confusion in the home. I never did that. I've been everything in life. I've been the side nigga.
Yeah.
I don't bought the girl I'm fucking with boyfriend's clothes, or if he was struggling. I don't bought women cars and all kind of shit. Now some of my female friends, if they knew me, they say, "Oh, TK, you didn't do that for me." I'm like, "Well, bitch, you wasn't the one. It didn't happen."
Now, Me and my friends, we've been having this conversation about monogamy and if it is a real thing. Do you subscribe to monogamy, or is that just like, does that go against a male's nature?
I think everybody has to do what they need to do. Some men, if I had to be in a comedic way, I would say men who need to be married can't get pussy. If I had to make it, yeah. Like if you marry, nigga, you just want in-house pussy all the time. But what men don't understand is most of y'all fuck your way out of a relationship.
Damn.
Because y'all want to have sex so much that eventually, if that woman don't have character, if she's a liability more than an asset, and you're still growing as a man, you don't look right. You're not the same to that young lady. And then you have a woman who has the same type of desires, right? She could be growing and look at you different because you're not growing, or your dick game ain't as good as when she want to pursue other things. Because once you know what good pussy is, that plays a part in your relationship. Once a woman knows what good dick is, that plays a part in her relationship, because you can have all the money in the world, but your sex game could be fucked up. That's why I always say, when you date someone, it has to be like a Rubik's Cube. You got to hope all the colors fit together. We all know how difficult that is to put a Rubik's Cube together. And some people do get it together, but that's in real life. Some people do have good relationship. Their chemistry is just on point because they figured it out.
Now, one question I had to follow up the question, right? You know how like niggas would be like, boy, if I had Beyonce, I'd settle down. Was there ever a woman, and you don't have to name her or anything, but was there ever a woman that you felt like, if I got her, I'd drop everybody for
There's
this shit?
not a woman on this motherfucking planet I'd do that for. No way. Hell no. No.
That yet.
Nah. I would never, because see, you got to know who you are. See, let me explain to you what I mean by that. I'm successful because I'm not married.
Wait, hold on. Wait a minute now. So somebody who is married will tell, somebody who is married will say, my wife is the reason I'm successful.
Yes, because that's his mentality. He thinks that, and she could bring something to the table for him. That's not my path. See, everything is based on individuals. So when we talk, most people don't listen to the story. They put themselves in the story. So most people reply and not comprehend. So when people talk, people should listen to comprehend, not reply. But if you notice, when you tell somebody anything, people always put themselves in the story, not listening to the message that the man who's delivering the story is giving.
Well, so let's get to the story of why a wife would not help you get to where you're at now.
I don't like pettiness. I don't like confusion. And when I move, I got to move. And I don't have to answer to anybody. When you're in a relationship, you can't say, I'm going to Paris, and your girl might be upset. You can't say if you got a deal somewhere and she's upset, now you got to cater to her like, oh, my wife's tripping, I can't do that. I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, I tried to plan a surprise birthday and was like, hey, I'm about to go to the store. Really, I'm about to go somewhere else. But I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm lying to go to do what I got to do to surprise.
Right.
Because they asking too many questions. I'm like, it's just weird feeling. It's
Yeah.
a weird feeling.
And you're just a nice guy. A person should be happy to be married to you. So for you to feel like you just a real nice guy. You know? Yeah. And believe it or not, I do want you to be that kind of way. Like my daughter's date and the guys they dated are some of the corniest niggas on the planet. And I love that.
Be as corny as you can be.
I want my daughters to meet gentlemen like you.
So I'm curious. You see where the game is going, right? You see women are into sex toys now.
They've always been. See, again.
Did you have AI that's coming up?
Again, women have always been into sex toys.
Where do you think it's going to go?
So to be a player, to really have your repertoire together, you got to have your own sex toy. You got to know how to tie a bitch up, blindfold her. Oh. You got to know how to have champagne. You got to know how to eat pussy, finger fuck, use a vibrator, eat a pussy in the middle of the night. Yeah. Like, these things are what women like. See, some of y'all so nice, and you don't bring the sluttiness. You know, most women are successful. So every now and then they want to feel like a slut, nigga. Like, this is some real shit. Yeah, because most of the women that cheat on their husbands or boyfriends and fuck me, that's what I do.
Yeah. So wait. So they call you Mr. Hot Towel. Mr.
Well, they don't
Hot
call me
Towel.
hot towel, but I put people up. I put people on game
game.
about the hot towel.
So-
because I think a man is supposed to be a woman's concierge. You're supposed to cater her and those type of things, and that's how I move.
Do you feel like in today's age with these kids that foreplay is dead?
No. I'm not in their bedroom. All I know, again, I know what I do in my bedroom. Yeah, I don't know what the kids are doing in their bedroom.
So what are your thoughts on the honey pack and like the enhancements? Is that cheating?
I don't know what that is. I think I'm too old for that.
But like you know, like let's say like Viagra or enhancements to keep you hard. Is that cheating or no?
I think we all gonna need it. I'm not there yet, but I've said to myself, if I ever took a Viagra and a bitch stood me up, could I sue her in court? Because I'm gonna talk to the lawyer. I'm gonna know, I got a hard dick. Can I sue her for half the pill or for the whole pill? Because I was assuming we was going on a date and she stood me up. Like, I'm not gonna sweep that under the rug.
Now, you said you've been a side nigga. You've dealt with side women. You've been to side chicks' funerals.
Yeah.
So, in your eyes, can cheating be forgiven? Like when your significant other cheating?
No, not me, but you got to know who you are. See, most men can't get another woman. These are facts. Most men say, "Oh, I love her so much, I gotta have her." And I'm like, it's 7 billion motherfuckers on the planet. Like, you ain't got enough game to go pull another woman? Because here's the mental torture that men who are listening and some men in here do. If you cheat on your girl cheat on you. Most men get married because they got caught cheating, and they married the woman they cheated on. So now you're gonna torture this woman for the rest of her life mentally because she's gonna try to forgive you.
I seen that.
But you ever notice in her pictures, she don't smile that much. You ever notice when you go out, she's real quiet because she doesn't want to forgive. She loves you, but she doesn't want to give. It's a hurt feeling. And I usually give you an analogy if a man smacked a woman and she's hurt, and then you come back and you think she's supposed to be, I didn't smack you, baby. You still tripping on it? Because that's the game niggas will play. Oh, you still tripping off that? That's why I'm look young. I ain't putting no female in no bullshit, and I'm not putting the first sign of a woman, even an inkling that she could be doing something wrong. My block game so cold, dog. I'll block your ass in a minute.
So wait. So TK, I gotta ask you then. You find out your girl doing something, whatever. Y'all have a little argument. Y'all going back and forth. She angry. She don't like what the things you're saying because you kind of telling her what it is. She put her hands on you. She like, she hit you.
Right.
From OG, what's the next move?
If a woman hits me, I'm gonna say before I do what I'm about to do, I'm gonna say, right now I identify myself as a transgender woman.
We on the even playing field.
And I'm gonna whoop your motherfucking ass. Nah, I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I just think that if you say that, you can't go to jail. Cops come. Did you hear that? Yes. But at that moment, I said out loud, I would identify myself as a transgender woman. I wonder could somebody get off on that in the case. That's deep. Because they talk about equal rights, right? They want equal bath. Hey, if you talk about that equal rights shit, you got motherfuckers, men running against women because they consider themselves transgender. Well, I whooped this bitch ass at that moment because I thought I was trans. But to be honest, I would never touch a woman, even though I have when I was young. When I was young, I actually hit my daughter's mother when I was a kid, and I regret it. But I understand the universe; it was meant to happen that way, so I could never really get back into that relationship. So I moved on, and it turned out best for me.
So I feel like a lot of people get married for like stability, right? People like routine. So you said you've been with a lot of women over the years. Has there not been like one woman that you feel like spiritually connected to? Like, I kind of want to keep her around and I'm willing to put up with this, that, and the third for this one person. Has it not happened?
Yeah, I love them all.
Yeah.
Nah, for real.
Yeah, I love them all. Like, I don't understand. Like, I'm single. I really date who I want to date. Western civilization has brainwashed us to the point since we was kids we should get married. And if you look at marriage statistically, marriage is truly for the woman. It's not for the man. Most women become multimillionaires because of divorce. Most women leave the husband. I just think it's horrible to put here's the real nutshell of this now I think about it. I couldn't put my life in another person's hands.
It just don't make, it ain't common sense.
Yeah, I got to be in control. I'm treating a woman good. We lay in the bed for years, and then one day she said, "I don't want to be with you no more." That's deep.
So what do you say to the woman that says we can't, or the woman that think like this still, we can't have sex till the ring is on the finger, till we get married?
And there are some people like that, but if that's what you choose to do, I think that woman better really be good in bed. Yeah, because what happens, see, that is, again, it's bullshit. You wouldn't drive a Bentley without going for a test ride, right? And I think it's good that we have women with morals. I don't think there's nothing wrong with having sex before you get married. I truly don't. Because believe it or not, sex can either make or break a relationship. You can make a person wait months, maybe even years, and then fuck them, and they go, "Man, I waited for this whack ass shit," and it's done. Now you're trying to figure a way to get out of a relationship. Yeah, it could go down that way. So,
Some game that I picked up on from one of your interviews was where you was talking about how to get a free LLC. And I just thought that was crazy because I spent a lot of money to get an LLC and I had never heard that information.
yes.
What has made you like do this type of research to get this type of game out? Like, what is
I'm sorry to interrupt. I read a lot, and when I think something, I think I'm good at knowing what the world wants to hear. And I've been doing this so long that Inkfile started charging by the time I did Drink Champs.
I want to tell you that because I did exactly what you said.
Yes.
I went to Inkfile, did I did all that.
Yep.
And the moment that the Amex card came in the mail, right when the Amex card came, I was like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." Right when I called and said, "Hey man, can I get this 200, 500, whatever?" They're like, "Yeah, we're gonna use your personal credits. They stopped wanting to use the EIN."
Yes.
And go straight to the personal. Like, I felt like this was new. The way they were talking to me, I felt it was new. I said,
Right.
Somebody must have already been on this and fucked up some money.
Inkfile changed everything over the years because people's hit me up saying, "TK, that Inkfile shit is charged." Like people all in my DM. One, I took it as a sign of disrespect, and let me explain to you why. Because if you go to an attorney charges thousands of dollars to give you an LLC.
That's facts.
Inkfile was only charging $200 or $300. So when I did talk to somebody, I said, "Yo, you can't pay the $300."
What you
Dog, pay the $300 because you obviously don't know business. So here's what I said. Most people's reaching out to me was going to do a scam.
Yeah, something they trying to say.
They was going to get the credit card and shop and whatever and not pay the bill.
Yeah, they heard 200,000.
This is just a fact. This is what I really felt because who the fuck's going to be upset paying $300 when you really know attorneys pay thousands for what I told you?
No, that's facts.
Then once you get the LLC, you go to the irsgov.com to get your that's still free, your free EIN. Then boom, you do the rest, but you're right. Now, after you get your credit card and you want to advance or whatever, they ask you for your personal Social Security number, unless your EIN is mature. And now that I think about it, when I got my money, they did ask for my Social Security number. And I have a block on my Social Security. So I had to stay on the phone while they checked. I said, "Oh yeah, it's a block." And once they said, "Yeah, you've been approved." But my limit is, I could probably put 40 million on my card. But I spend in the thousands a month, way over $30,000-$40,000 a month on my card. But it was some game I gave to people, and now the new game I'm gonna drop it on July 12th on the Breakfast Club that we talked about is with my Snapchat deal that I signed.
Oh man.
And you guys seen it? You seen the paperwork? You seen? Yeah. I'm not going to really drop it too much here because you guys will be out before the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
But we could touch on it just a little bit. And if people don't understand the internet, they think what I'm telling them is a scam. See, if you say this to a regular person that don't know social media, you're like, oh, this nigga full of shit. But once I sent you the documentation, you looked at it differently, didn't you? Like, yo, this shit is real. A lot of people don't understand there's really YouTubers who are making $1 million a month. This shit does exist.
It's crazy.
And you read it like, oh, it's probably not. But when certain people bring other people information, they think it's a scam. You know, I'm not saying no name. One guy, radio station guy in Atlanta, I sent him what I sent you. You know what he said to me? TK, your phone's been hacked. I put LOL because I'm glad whoever I sent this to is doing what they're doing. So when they see what I'm about to say in a couple weeks, I can't wait to laugh at them because this is truly an opportunity of a lifetime to put people in position to make more money than they could ever imagine for taking a fucking picture. Do you understand? Like I come from an era where you couldn't get 3 niggas a year to be on somebody's picture because it was that's how you got indicted back in the day. Mm-hmm. It was taboo. You had a party and motherfuckers take your picture. Niggas would go get your camera or your Polaroid because we didn't want to be on pictures. When people take pictures, you actually walk the other way.
So, you're an OG in the game. Typically, OGs aren't as affluent in social media. Was that something that you had to get into, or was that on your radar? Were you on it at first? Like, how did you get into social media?
Yeah, I got friends. Mostly all my friends are 10 years younger than me. Really? So I had to get into this game because you get left behind. Give you an example. My son is the reason why I got on the Breakfast Club. And because me and Charlamagne goes way back to Wendy Williams. See, Wendy Williams is a fan of me. Wendy Williams loved me to death. Yeah, God bless Wendy Williams. And Charlamagne was the sidekick at that time. So when fast forward years later, Charlamagne is on the radio and my son is like, Dad, you need to do the Breakfast Club. I'm not fucking with the Breakfast. I said, Charlamagne and the lady, they kids to me. Did the show. I didn't understand what views were at that time and what that meant. And my views were so high that it caught the attention of Vlad. And Vlad gave me a call, asked me could I come do his show the same night and same afternoon, and I did it.
That's crazy. Now, you being in the game, you got to give me one BMF story. I know you bumped into them.
Oh yeah, I mean, BMF, Meech and all them are great friends of mine, and their wife. Shout out to her. I was the go-to comedian for the Hustlers.
You was, yeah.
Yeah,
I literally remember this.
Yeah, if you was a hustler and you was getting money, nigga, I was the guy you called. You know what I'm saying? Because my show was, everybody can relate to that particular show. So Mink Coast, Diamonds, and I remember meeting them through a big party in Beverly Hills. Man, it must have been about $40 million worth of cars out in the parking lot. It must have been at least $10 million worth of jewelry on everybody. I mean, the whole thing was so icy. You got cold when you walked in that motherfucker. It was that. I mean, some of the most beautiful jewelry you could ever imagine in your life. It was a cold-ass party, yo. Shout out to those guys. They always treated me well.
Do you think we'll ever see that type of unity again from just some black brothers?
Well, I don't know if you consider it unity.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the thing that Hustlers was doing, we wasn't using common sense and we didn't have knowledge. See, we was selling a product that was going to detriment to your community, detriment to yourself for just a 6% markup. Because unless you was the plug, you was selling it for somebody. Thanks. So if you got it for 15, you put 3 on it. So now you sell it for 18,000. So when you sell it, you're only getting 3,000 off the 15. But if you got caught, you really got the full potential of what the whole thing cost, unless you snitched on someone. Or if you lost it, you had to pay the connect back. Or if somebody knew that you had it, you could die over the price of the whole thing. So when you average out the math on being a hustler, the time that they give you is not worth it. But that's our mindset. See, we're all brainwashed. We are all brainwashed by TV and film. You know, when you watch the Scarfaces, when you watch Power, it always shows the downfall of bad choices. Yeah, you might seem corny as a youngster, but man, it's okay to take the long route to be successful.
Now, you've seen so many hustlers and people with money, and I'm sure that you've had these opportunities, but you stayed low key and you just stayed doing what you do. What made you take that route? What like you say you could be jury down, whatever, but you're always, like you say, low key. What made you just be like that?
Because you stayed low key and flex occasionally. Like when we was growing up, your mother, you couldn't tell nobody where you was going. It was taboo. If you told somebody where you was going, your ass didn't go. That's how our parents moved, right? Jewelry is nice. I got it, but it doesn't make sense to wear it in the mall. It doesn't make sense to wear it going to Foot Locker.
I hear you.
Yeah, jewelry is something that you wear, you go somewhere real elegant and you just want to look amazing and make yourself feel that much more amazing.
We put on for you. We put on for you.
Right. Well, no. No disrespect to y'all. You know, I see I got your pieces, but no disrespect. The kind of jewelry I'm talking about is not on that level.
Okay.
Yeah. You know.
Sit your ass down, son.
Yeah. You know, I know you'll feel like a group and shit.
Sit your ass down, son.
You know, I know you're walking around really feeling it. You know what I'm saying? You know, like you really got some real fly shit off.
You know what icy is?
I know what icy is, dog. That's funny as hell. Yeah, I know what icy is. Oh, that is so funny.
Yeah.
So y'all really feeling y'all made it?
No, so listen, man. And like I tell anybody, a nigga will always take a trophy no matter what it is.
No, I'm fucking with you, though. But I really want to know.
No, I've seen a million. I've seen a million on a nigga neck, and I'm like, bruh.
Yes, but let me ask you a question.
Go ahead. That's all.
With that necklace on, do you feel a certain way?
Oh yes. Let me
Like,
tell you
how do you feel?
So when you build a brand
Yes.
that's out of nothing with your brothers, and then you're able to get that brand put on diamonds, it's the statement that of what that is,
And that's
of
why
what
I wanted
the
to ask you
story
what you
behind
felt.
it.
And that's why I wanted to ask what you felt. Because give you an example, if you watch Piaget watches, I think I pronounced it right.
With the AP?
The APs.
Yeah.
You saw what happened today, right?
No, what happened? What
The
happened?
decline of the watch has declined for the first time ever in 30, 40 years.
Are you serious? Oh, damn.
Yeah, has declined. So, you know, we got the diamond watches, but you know what watch really should cost 10 million or $1 million? An Apple Watch.
Nigga, not for real.
Because the Apple Watch,
that thing do?
you can talk on the phone. If you lose your phone, it could tell you your heartbeat. It can tell you how many miles you walk. It got contacts in the phone. You can put your GPS in. It can tell you which way to walk. Yo, this is the only watch you need in life. So we got played again, right? We thinking that we got diamonds on our wrist. Yeah, it look good. But again, we got played.
Man.
Because it don't make no fucking sense. That if you lost that watch, you can't find it. But if you lost your watch and had your phone, and you got the tracker on your phone, you can find your watch.
Man, that's not. Yeah, you spent some real game right now.
That's just some real shit. Like it's amazing the mind of mankind today.
Man.
You know, see, we work hard to get the bag,
Right.
as a youth, but then we need money to get our youth back.
Damn, it's loud. But are you ever amazed at, like, when you do wear jewelry, the shit that, like, the way that people treat you different? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You be like,
it
damn.
don't
that's-
feel right to you, but it's really nice to feel the compliment. It's like an award, a reward. People letting you know that your shit is nice. But I tell people it's good to rock it as long as you know you got millions in the bank and it doesn't really mean anything to you. Because when you get attached to something and you lose it, homie, it's a horrible feeling. I remember I had got a custom-made diamond Rolex watch made in a big-ass nice medallion. And I wasn't used to shit. Let me tell you what happened. I probably had it for like a week. And I said, I'm gonna go get this clean. It didn't need to be clean. But yeah, just doing too much. I took my clothes out of my apartment, walked upstairs, put everything in the car. Somehow between the car, the apartment in my house, a car, I lost the jewelry that was in the little pouch. Damn. I said, maybe I dropped it in the trash. So you know that big chute that they have in the wall and everybody put their trash in and goes all the way upstairs? I pulled that out.
Damn, look at.
Got in that motherfucker and was throwing everything out. I still remember that to this day because I was on my way to the studio with Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. And I'll never forget that. To this day, that shit still hurts.
What would you say if somebody actually wore that and you saw him like with your
I wouldn't even know what it looked like now.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know what it looked like. But it teaches you not to get attached to certain things. Like I got this MCM bag.
Yeah.
This is my third one. Because when I was in San Francisco, they got me twice. They broke in my car in November and they broke in my car 3 months later. And it hurt because I got comfortable walking into the restaurant with my daughter and not thinking, I'm in a nice neighborhood. And I actually stood there and looked around to see if I saw anybody, but they saw me. And when I went in, they had stashed this damn bag. So they got me twice. So here's my thing I'm going to do one day. My daughter's about to graduate from college in 2 years.
Congrats.
The week that she's going to graduate, I'm going to shit in a bag for a week. And I'm going to go back to the same place they broke in my car. Because they don't look at the bag until they break into it. They're gonna break into the car, they're gonna take that bag and put it in the car and think they really got something. And I'm just gonna laugh my ass off because that's the only time I ever wanna get a motherfucker back.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna get their ass back.
Put some
I swear
head
to
cameras
God.
up. Let's
Yeah,
make
I'm
sure
gonna get their ass. I'm gonna get them.
So TK, I want to stay in LA for a second. You had mentioned earlier that Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, some of the greatest players in your
Yes.
to what you've seen, and you have your roots you have roots in LA. I'm just curious. Can you take me through the moment? I remember I was watching on Netflix or some documentary where Magic Johnson came out to say he had AIDS, and the way that shut the world down as far as oh shit. For you at that time, knowing what Magic Johnson was and having him have that statement, how was that for you when he says, Easy, I think that was later, but how was that for you to hear Magic Johnson make that press conference?
I don't know what it is about me. It's not that I don't care. I just don't be giving a fuck about that kind of shit. I wish people the best. It was his life. I didn't get him. Anytime somebody gets sick, you feel bad about him. But I never looked at. I knew Magic. I used to hang at Magic House. Me, Harry O, Magic throw the parties. We wasn't having sex. I hung out with everybody, but I wasn't a player around them. I believe they're showing I had to be respectful around other people who I respected. So even when I went on tour with NWA, they was having fun. The same way I'm watching Charleston White when he's backstage. I stay in the corner and I watch people, even though I do my thing quietly, right? When I was on tour with R. Kelly, never hung out with R. Kelly, never went to his hotel room, never hung out in his dressing room. I handled my business. And when the show was done, they was getting on the bus, I was getting on the plane to fly to the next city. When I hung out with the Cash Money Millionaires in all the cities that we did, never rode on the bus with them. I always did my business, and independently, I met them at the next city. I did that with every artist, Patti LaBelle, Madonna. Shout out to Madonna too, because she's ill right now. She went to the hospital today.
Yeah, shout out Madonna. She just went today. Yeah, definitely. She's okay.
But I toured with everybody, fam. There's no stand-up comedian that toured more than me in the 90s.
So I'm just curious. You mentioned R. Kelly, and you opened for R. Kelly, doing an awesome job. Were you surprised at all when the shit hit the fan?
Here's the thing. Believe it or not, I was just walking around naive. Like I wasn't really. I wasn't paying attention to the women that he was moving and all that. That's how much I was in my lane. Like I wasn't in, like I said, I wasn't in his life. I wasn't in his dressing room. But guess what? When he went on tour, he had a partner named June. June was his manager or assistant. And they get ready to go on tour. Guess what? I call. Them niggas say, let's go. And I go get that check.
Is it hard building the type of rapport you've had to build, the relationships you had to build with stars, or was that easy for you?
Well, I was a star before everybody.
Okay.
See, I saw everybody come up.
Okay.
So it was the time they had to look up to me. Like one of my greatest stories is me throwing a birthday party in Harlem, in New York City. And it was my 35th birthday party. We mink up Harry O, Haitian Jack, Frankie B. Like that's how the credibility I had on the street. And we hired these young men from Brooklyn, and they were late. And what I did when people were late, I didn't show them respect. So my guys were like, yo, let these guys go on, T. And they're like, nah, fuck them, they late. And I'm mink coat up, like, I don't give a fuck, we rich. And my man was like, yo, let them go on. This motherfucker went on that mic and just doing his motherfucking shit. And he turned my birthday party out, yo. After the show, I talked about this in my stand-up. After my show, I took a knot of money and peeled out $15 $100 bills, and I gave him the money. And I tell people the story. I got to put a little twist on it. I say, he took my money and flipped it again, and nigga became a billionaire. That nigga was Jay-Z. He was old. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so then Jay-Z, because we was cool, wound up taking me on the Hard Knock Life Tour. So I was the opening act for the Hard Knock Life Tour.
Remember that tour?
Yeah, and once I host that tour, I wound up going on tour with the Cash Money Millionaires. And that's how I got the movie Baller Blocking, you know? So, yeah.
Rough Rider was on both Hard Knock Life and Cash Money.
Yeah, we was on the same tour.
Oh, yeah.
I was
DMX
there.
And all that.
Yeah, I was there for all that.
Ooh, that was wild.
Yeah, that was a great say.
With the success of Tubi, you know, like Baller Block is like a hood classic. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about Tubi and like what it's got?
I think all those platforms are great because that's how I made my money. That's why I teach people, and just like how you guys are doing, right? You're not waiting for Hollywood to come knock on your door. You have created a way. You got your own cameras. You got your own equipment. You guys are doing what you need to do. You didn't have to answer to nobody. Yeah. Well, guys, before y'all came around, I had to try to answer to people. And it was the hardest fucking thing in the world that you could get somebody's attention and then they don't do what they said they was gonna do. That's like how when people ask me to do something for them, I'm honest with them. So I'm not gonna take your number because I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not that kind of person because when you meet somebody and they have a dream and you lie to them and they look up to you and you stir them for months or weeks to
years.
And in their head, they like, I'm gonna buy this house, I'm gonna do this with my girl. And then you turn out to be a liar, that's a hurting feeling.
Oh.
And I was looked at as a liar in some cases because I believed in people too much. So when I tell, hey, I'm about to do Saturday Night Live, because this white man was telling me that I was that good, he's thinking I'm believing in him, and I tell other people it don't happen, now I'm looked at as a liar. So I've learned to take the emotion out of the conversation and see what people are truly about.
Now, TK, you mentioned Haitian Jack.
Yes.
You know, Vlad TV, he really went through there to kind of figure out just the whole Tupac situation.
Now, was Haitian Jack on Vlad?
Yeah. He went all the way through there.
Okay, I didn't know Haitian Jack went on there.
You had mentioned that you was with Tupac and Biggie.
Yes.
Both
days they both died in different years.
Different years.
But
1 year after each other.
We was all together. Yes, we were.
Yeah, so I'm just curious. So for you, I mean, it's like you see the West Coast, East Coast, you see this going on. What are you like? Because you're there,
right? For
Tupac, what do you feel that was? Was that something East Coast, West Coast? Were that literally just
my thing about Tupac is like any young man who's looking for a mentor, someone to vibe with, and Tupac just really ran into the wrong people to hang out with. And, you know, it's all about choices, guys. Like, his choice was bad. I hated the fact that he started a war between the East Coast and West Coast. I hated that him and Biggie, who used to be best friends, was fighting like that. These type of things make you hurt. And I always say, if you live long enough, you get to apologize to a person you acted a fool with when you was a child. When I was young and I was selling keys, one of my homies got kidnapped. And I had to pay this little ransom money and shit. And I still was like 30,000 short. And they didn't beat him up or nothing, you know. So a couple years later, I'm TK Kirkland. I'm like getting ready to blow up as a comedian. And he actually was at one of my shows in Detroit. Yeah, the guy who kidnapped my guy. And I know for a fact if I had something on me, because I was coming up the stairs, he was coming in with a girl. And I know we would have drew on each other, we had our shit. I know this for a fact. But because we was older, we went and had a drink. And we apologized to each other and said, yo, we was kids then, let's not even worry about that shit. He wound up dying like 3 weeks later. But we got to say that to each other. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have nothing to do with it. Yeah. I know a lot of homies dead, but nah, I ain't had nothing to do with that. God bless them.
You've lived through so many eras. You've seen so much. What are some of the things that you're proud of and some of the things that kind of disgust you?
What disgusts me that when young women don't understand when men are really trying to give them knowledge about carrying themselves as a lady, and they look at it as, don't tell us what to do. And I always say, if it's something positive, how can it be wrong? If a man is showing you love, or baby, I'm a man, this is what I'm supposed to say to you, this is how I can protect this, how I can uplift you. And women are like, fuck you. You don't know what you're talking about. And that's what hurts me. And from what I see.
And the positive?
The positive side is,
damn.
It's a good question. What's the question again?
Well, so you've seen a lot in the decades that you've been coming through, and what have you taken negatively, and then also what have you taken positively from?
What I take a positive is the young generation creating your own lane.
Yeah.
See, because I knew you guys existed before you knew I existed.
Yeah.
I used to tell my homies back in the day, yo, the people who are gonna make me famous are kids now. Now I didn't know podcasting. I didn't know none of that. But I knew it was going to be kids who was going to give me my break.
That's real.
Because you got to remember, Vlad is even younger than me.
Yeah, no, he is. He is. Yeah,
Vlad is in his
really
40s. Like, I'm old enough to be his dad.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, how does it feel? You kind of got two ways. You got your, back, doing your comedy, but now you're actually, people want to pay you to talk now just because you're viral. You're a viral actual commentator.
Right.
How does that feel to, people leaning on that part of you?
I just think it's awesome to not be telling jokes and you can still make a little money on the side. That's up, man. That's why, if you see my post the other day, I was talking about how I just love life so much. Like, I love this shit. This, man, I can't wait for us to go to the steakhouse that we're going to afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really can't wait. So, I just love this. I just love this, fam. I love it.
So you brought up women respecting themselves, right? Are you familiar with Sukihana? Do you know who that is?
No.
Okay. Well, she's a rapper. And she has a very sexually explicit persona.
Okay.
Very. And recently, she's been in situations where men have disrespected her, right?
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people feel like it's because of the way she carries herself.
Absolutely.
You feel like if a woman carries herself a certain way, she doesn't deserve a certain amount of respect? Like,
yes, like I don't like to see women use profanity. I think it devalues the beauty of the female. I think that if a man had common sense and he checked the woman's character first, because most women, like we look at ass first, titties, and skin. Like I looked at your ass when I came in. I'm
in all
a man.
honesty?
I was like, yeah.
It's noticeable.
Yeah, I mean, are you dating somebody in here?
Are you dating somebody here?
not in here, but I am dating.
Yeah, you got somebody. So, but that's what men do, though. Is that whether you got a man or you married, we look. So it's not like I was being disrespectful. You know, that's what we do. Now you look at a beautiful woman, and once she starts to see there's levels to dating. And I'll put everybody up on game.
Ooh,
so you can look at a beautiful woman, but then after you get past the beauty, what's the character? Do you see that woman being around anybody that you love, your mother, your children? Because when a woman uses so much profanity, it says a lot about her. Would you want that woman to curse around your daughters or your youngest son? If you're a good person, you don't want that. And vice versa. A girl could be nice, but the young man you fucking with is like, bitch, what the fuck you say? Y'all in your house and your son hears the way this man is talking to you. You will find that disrespectful. You wouldn't say, he couldn't say to you, oh, bitch, this is how I talk. If you know who I was, you don't want that kind of energy in your home.
While we're on the subject of women, we just could stay right here. We have had a young lady by the name of Princella on our platform. And she has strong opinions about men and where she feels like men should stand in society. I'm not sure if you've seen her. But from her point of view, she believes that men have no real place in society, that all men really should be slaves, and that they're not good for anything but fighting, conquering, and having sex. And that the world would be a better place if it was 80% women, 20% men.
And I would say she's somewhat right to that aspect, because men have taken a wrong turn of accountability. I always say that before independence, if men would have did their job in the 30s and 40s, women would have still been loyal to men. It's just that men abused their power and destroyed. That's what provoked the women to become independent. I mean, a lot of you guys don't know, and maybe you do know, a woman wasn't able to even have a bank account to 1974.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you couldn't even have a checking account or a checking account or savings account until 1974. So yes, men have deteriorated the definition of being a man. And but that statement is also the way the system played you women, not you women, but women to think that way as well, because they don't see what the government has done. So we're played for so many ways. The black man is in danger because we got our women looking at us and saying the things that they're saying about us. We got the government hating us. We got the Chinese, who's also black, hating us. You got the Philippines, who's also black, hating black people. Then you got the government who'll give contracts and grants to people from different parts of the world and to set up a liquor store and all these stores in the black community, but you don't see liquor stores in the suburbs. You don't see liquor stores in other people's neighborhoods. So what I will say, that if you took every black person off the face of the earth, every business in this world will collapse, because every business in the world depends on the black dollar.
No.
And I'm glad you said that, because we are the largest consumers of everything.
Yes.
But yet we are what we have as far as assets. It's like we have nothing. Why?
Yes. So true.
Why is that? Why is it that you think?
Education.
Not even why is it that you think? Like, do you think we can beat that? Like, do you think there's a way to?
Yeah, you start with
that?
your own family. You take care of your kids first, and then hopefully it grows from there. That's all you could do, because social media, music has damaged a lot of people. Think about it. Young kids who grow up to be nice kids and become a rapper, then they get tattoos on their face. Now all of a sudden they got a criminal record. Never got in trouble for their life. Now they got a record deal.
Just
now
like that.
motherfucker gang banging, and he doing all this kind of stuff. So we think backwards. I was saying, I might post this tomorrow on my thing. The greatest rapper people should look up to is Drake, because of his work ethic, because of how he moves through this game, how he is about family, gets his money. He's not doing drugs. He's not trying to gang bang. He's truly focused on his talent. And that's what rappers should do. Get out, come out the hood, get your money, make hit records, take care of your family, and then disappear.
Now, TK, you had just mentioned, the negative you've seen where women don't listen to men.
Yes.
As what you said. What do you feel about a man who tells a woman what to do with her
with
pussy?
a pussy? Well, you got pimps.
And when I say that,
yeah, you got pimps.
I want you to think of pimps, but also I want you to think of like OnlyFans, where a girl is like, hey, I'm gonna make money off my shit, and a man tell her, hey, you should maybe do this or do that or slow down, and she's like, this is a conglomerate down here.
Yeah, again, remember, life is, you have to respect that person's journey. If that's what they want to do, salute. But if you're pursuing a girl like that and that's not your girl, guess what? There's another girl who can be the way you want her to be. There's another man that could be right for the woman that she's looking for. So there's always somebody there, because you can't change nobody. When you meet someone and they are not the way you want them to be when you meet them, you gotta move on. Like all that changing and complaining, nah.
They set in their ways.
Yeah.
Now, you in Dallas to where you used to room during the NWA situation with DOC.
Yes, my man, shout out to DOC.
And he is Dallas all the way.
Yes.
I'm just curious, during that time, we seen the Straight Outta Compton movie. We seen what they did with DOC. First of all, how accurate was that movie, Straight Outta Compton?
The movie was 99% accurate. They left a lot of stuff out, but
they left it out, but it's for what they showed.
Yeah, it was on point.
On point. During that time for DOC, man, again, because this is Dallas, and people felt like, all right, he kind of got a little buzz in Dallas, but went off to LA to do his thing and blow up, and of course the car accident and everything that happened.
Right.
How was DOC as far as in LA, but also his importance to NWA, and also what he did for Dallas?
I don't know. Again, no matter what group I was with, I wasn't their friend. I kept it Republican.
So listen, this is about to check.
Yeah, let me explain to you what that means. See, Republican is strictly business. Democrat wants to be your friend. Basically, I didn't get in the front seat. I stayed in the back seat and played my position because it was all about business to me. So even though we hung together, remember, I was older than these guys. I'm much older than the guys at NWA. When they started, it was 21, 22. I was 27, 28, 29 years old when I got my start with NWA. I just happened to always be at the right place at the right time, no matter what. But I was a young man. So I wasn't playing kid games like they were playing. Not that it was disrespectful, I just wasn't playing games.
You said you remember coming to Dallas, though, in 1988.
Yeah, 1988 with NWA. Yes.
Do you remember how that was as far as with DOC coming home?
Again, you got to remember, I didn't give a fuck. Like I
don't understand the importance of what.
Yeah, I mean, we all knew each other, but I moved different, yo. I wasn't really caught up. But when me and DOC see each other to this day, it's mad love, it's respect. When Ice Cube sees me, when all the rappers, Baby, Lil Wayne, and all of us, they always show me mad love, and that's priceless.
I just got a question as far as stand up. Like I said, I Googled you. I saw like 2 or 3 or 4 new stand-up specials. Do you have something new coming?
Yeah, I got a new special dropping July 4th on Apple TV.
Oh, shit.
Called T to the MFK. I'm excited about it. You can pre-order it now for 50% off and use code TK. But it goes national on Apple TV July 4th. And I'm truly excited about that.
Now, this is brand new material?
Brand new material.
Okay. So for since COVID happened, I feel like there's been so many things to touch on.
Yeah, the thing about comedy, I don't really write jokes. I was Jay-Z before Jay-Z. Like, I haven't wrote a joke on a piece of paper probably in 30 years. I do everything in my head.
Damn.
Yeah,
that's real.
Yeah, everything in my head.
Just that raw off the dome.
Yeah, right off the dome. So you could get new material sometimes on performing, and then sometimes you might get some old shit depending on how tired I am because I work so much and I am human. So I might have good intentions to do one thing and get on stage like, man, I'm tired of motherfucker. Let me get this shit over with and get the hell out of here. So that's the way it works.
Is Jamie Foxx a part of that situation?
No, Jamie Foxx. I don't know why people said I managed Jamie, but Jamie and I were supposed to do a special. He was going to direct it for Netflix. That was the goal, and he wound up getting sick. And then I guess I said something that he was in a coma or something to that effect. So when his guys was like, TK, you said Jamie was in a coma, and I was just really talking about what everybody else was talking about. I wasn't like trying to throw him under the bus or anything like that. And I think it must have been some flack about it. But I'm not kissing nobody's ass. So when I called Marcus King, he wasn't calling me back. It just brought the street out of me. So I was like, fuck them niggas. If we do it, we do it. And because they know how I move. You know, I don't need nobody. Like, I'm always going to be that nigga. I swear to God, I say that all the time. I don't give a fuck. I'm doing all right. You know what I'm saying? Would it have been great to do something? Yeah, but I don't play that Hollywood shit. I don't play them games them niggas play. So I move a certain way. So fuck it.
What is your history with Jamie Foxx? I'm just curious.
He's a great man. Like, you know, if you Google Jamie Foxx and TK Kirkland right now, you'll see him say, TK Kirkland is the greatest comedian ever. Because he'll talk about how I used to go over to a dance club and shut the motherfucker. No comedian could do that. I'm talking about people dancing. And I shut the motherfucker down to the point people start paying attention to me. It's true. It's facts. It's out there.
Who is like the most underrated comedian that you?
I don't do that.
I got you.
Yeah, I think they all good comedians. I wish them all the best. I don't get caught up in who's best or who's your top five comedian.
More so like, you know, like somebody we might be sleeping on that we need to check out or a cosign maybe.
I don't give a fuck. Like I ain't got.
Sleep, say sleep.
I don't care about none of that shit. Yeah, I don't care about that.
Wait. So I'm curious because there's epic stories about Jamie Foxx parties. Were you at the Eddie's?
Never went to none of this party.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I don't party like that.
Just not. I hear him tell stories. Were you ever like, I'll just pull up and see what's going on?
Nope.
Damn. Okay.
No, always move my certain way.
Okay. And it's funny because with the special that's coming out, T to the motherfucking K.
Yes.
Who gave you that moniker? I forgot. You had said.
Well, I said Tupac again. It was at Jack the Rapper, and he had said T to the motherfucking K. So I just took it, put it all together, and just ran with it. That's all. Yeah, that's it. It's either like to other people it means something, but you gotta remember, none of us were stars when we was growing up. We were just regular niggas, you know. And to you guys, these guys are stars. But I knew these niggas like my friends. These Mike Tyson just come to my house, like.
Damn.
We all that close.
With the Tigers. So TK, be honest, and I just want your honest opinion.
Okay.
1999 or whatever year that was, Kings of Comedy comes out.
Yes.
DL, Cedric,
yes.
Bernie with Steve. What are your thoughts when you see these four guys lined up as the Kings of Comedy? Because the world took these as these are the top guys, and you've been doing it decades prior.
And it's based on perception, but it doesn't mean that they're the best. You still had a Dave Chappelle, you still had a Chris Rock. You know what I'm saying? You still had these comedians out there who were just as good. It's just so many things probably happened behind the scenes. It's possible they could have went for other comics. But other comics probably wanted more money.
Yeah, but I said, did you question the lineup of the four kings?
I don't give a fuck.
Once again.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm not your typical Hollywood guy. I don't care about none of that. I just care about me, my children, my health. And I stay in my lane, you know? Like, that's how I move. Yeah, I don't do all that.
You know, right now we live in an age where everything is, taboo. There's certain topics that people won't discuss or you might get canceled. Does TK worry about any of that during his sets? My special drops July 4th on Apple TV. My point that I'm making is I'm my own boss. Can't nobody stop me. Amen. Yeah. So
that's all independent too?
That's all independent. I put on my own money, do my own shit.
Damn, that's live.
Now, TK, man, you didn't open for New Edition.
Yes.
Belle Biv DeVoe, Bobby Brown, Drew Hill.
Yes.
You didn't open for, damn it, too many to name.
Yes.
Is there a favorite that you have that you open for as far as just being able to do your shit and then go backstage and watch, or at least the energy of their set?
Okay, two people. NWA for sure, and Madonna.
Madonna.
Listen to me. You put any artist on the stage right now, young or old, and I'll put Madonna up there. I guarantee you, Madonna gonna turn that motherfucker out. And this is a fact. Madonna that cold, brother. I've been to her concerts. I've been to everybody's concert.
Yeah, it's like
Madonna, trust me.
Was it performance?
Performance, yo. Stage presence. Even the sound system. You go to black concerts, they had these different type of speakers. Madonna had fucking speakers that was tall as an apartment building.
Oh, shit.
And then the greatest rapper I ever seen was DMX.
The greatest rapper was DMX.
Greatest rapper was DMX.
You told a story, of course, of him going to 2 blocks and getting.
Right. Yeah, that shit was hilarious. That was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, for DMX as being the greatest rapper.
I'm listening, guys.
When you see Tupac, you see Biggie, you see Jay-Z. You're from the East Coast, had time on the West. Do you feel like we'll ever get back to that level of performer to rap? Do you feel like rap will ever get back?
No, because Atlanta took over.
Oh, you like with the snap rap or what you mean?
No,
like,
Atlanta took over the rap game.
so there's no real rappers in Atlanta? Or
No, what I'm saying is you'll never have the New York rappers the way it was back in the day. You'll never have the everybody's still on Dr. Dre dick and Snoop Dogg dick. there's no super star that came out of LA. And then all the rappers that are huge is out of Atlanta. I mean, you got Rick Ross, but he's an OG. You know, Drake is almost an OG. You know, you got the Amigos or whatever the fuck their names are. And you got a lot of other different young people, but not no rock stars.
That's true.
Do you think just the rock star element is dead in general? Because it seems like not right now. It's like the common
Yeah, I think
person.
it's dead because social media, you can have access to everybody now.
Right.
Back in the day, you saw a person once in a while. You only saw, so that's why you went to the concerts, because you could see these people all the time. And that's why the numbers are huge. Now you can sit in your living room and just kick it and watch stuff. You know, you have to spend no money.
Nah, that's facts. You had said, Ice Cube just recently said there's gatekeepers.
Yes.
He's like, man, listen, I'm about to come and do regular podcasts because there's people that's holding the key to us getting in.
Yes.
You know Ice Cube personally.
Yes.
You know Ice-T. You know, I heard you tell a
Ice-T.
story about Ice-T personally.
Uh-huh.
When you see these, let's say, I don't want to call them older rappers, but the generation from the 80s and 90s rappers, not saying struggling, but having pushback to get things done based on the work they put in. What are your thoughts to that? You feel like it's just a generation where the older are forgotten and they're just worried about what's new and how what's shiny, or that there's a different way for the older rappers to come into the game outside
Well,
of...
they made a lot of money. They made a lot of money, so they really got something out of it. But the thing is, they, like me, I always own my own shit. Can't nobody say nothing to me. So when I hear the Dave Chappelle's wanting to sue because he didn't own the Dave Chappelle show, when I see Ice Cube having problems with Warner Bros. Because they wouldn't let him put out Fridays again because he didn't own it. But at the same time, you had the machine to put your stuff out there to do it. So it's give or take, yo. We live in a world. It's give or take. What are you prepared to give up to get the bag? It's to go back to the Michael Jordan story. He gave up. He only took 5% of 100, and he's happy. But he got something out the deal because let's call them the gatekeepers. They pretty much own everything, and you got to hope one of the motherfuckers like you to really blow up. Dr. Dre is successful because Jimmy Iovine liked him. Right. And this is a fact.
With you operating everything independent, like you said, you're on Apple TV Plus. Like, did you find any hurdles trying to do your own movies independent and things like that, or is it for you? It's no issue.
No issue whatsoever.
Got you.
I sleep good at night. I'm happy, man. Like, I'm a happy guy. Like,
are you gonna
for real?
You gonna do some movies?
No. I'm a businessman.
Okay.
You know, my thing is the Snapchat deal is gonna. I like business. Right. You know, the Blacktop Street Ball, we bringing back basketball, the N1 Basketball League. Yeah, we're bringing that back. That's what Blacktop Street Ball is, the Blacktop Street Ball Association. Me, Mark Bullock, my man Vic, all of us from Jersey. Vic used to play for the NFL. Mark is a pastor, and I'm a street nigga. We all got together. And we doing Blacktop Street Ball. We start that in September, and I'm a part of that. That's gonna be huge because this time it's gonna be bigger than N1. We're about to do this all around the world with my man Wally, who was one of the legends of N1 basketball. So I'm involved with a lot of little things. So.
And we're gonna touch on more of that towards the end. I'm just curious. I got to get your thoughts, TK. You see the world going crazy over a submarine going down to see the Titanic.
Yes.
What are your thoughts when you see like the CEO or billionaire, a couple of billionaires hop on a sub that's 20 feet long going down to the Titanic, and the world paying it so much attention after these billionaires probably lost their lives?
Yeah, it's just the way life is. The media. Whoever controls the media controls the narrative. If they was billionaires, they got media coverage. Because someone talked about this 70 or 700 people died.
The 700, that went down.
I've learned to look at life. That's why we have social media. We don't need the media to promote or mention. We don't need the media to mention. So I'm gonna tell you something while we're on the air. Like when y'all be passing phones around and looking question, the person who's sitting on this end, it throws them off. So I really want y'all to get that shit together when y'all go to the next. It's like, yo, ask this motherfucker. Like, y'all gotta have that shit together, yo. Y'all need to be behind like a little desk so that person can't see what you're doing. Cause you should see your facial expressions. This shit is here, and then you don't know. Then the other person reach over there, and then you're passing around this motherfucking mic. Yo, y'all got your own Pilates class. All of your arms are strong because y'all pass the mic around. Y'all got strong arms.
Does TK ever get on the submersible?
Excuse me, sir?
Would you ever get on the submersible?
On where?
On the submarine? That's what it was called.
Oh, no. You gotta know where you want to go. I was going to say, it's good that we have people who do make those type of adventures because it takes some time. You got to get off the beach and take a risk at life. It just so happened that happened. Remember, there was somebody first who swam and probably drowned. Now a lot of people swim. It was the first motherfucker who saw horses for years and never thought about riding them. And one day somebody said, yo, we could ride these motherfuckers. You feel? Somebody saw a crab for the first time and said, yo, we could eat these. It always was a first.
There always was a first.
Yeah, so whatever happened. So hopefully that situation from it being happened, they actually build something that can handle that pressure. But that was crazy how it imploded.
No, that's facts. I'm curious your thoughts on. I just seen recently the reopening of Michael Jackson's case.
Now I think that's wrong. I think that he's dead. But what white people do, that's an inside connection. They probably know the judge, attorney probably know them, and they all gonna get paid off it because the man is dead. And what they're gonna do, he's gonna win.
Oh, the guy's gonna win?
The guy's gonna win. Trust me, he's gonna win, and he's gonna be able to get a piece of Michael Jackson's estate.
Now you don't mean win, you mean possible settle, or you feel like they're gonna go
He's
all the way
gonna
through?
win, and they're gonna pay him. I'm telling you now. Or because they wouldn't have taken the case. Some DA said he has a case here, and I think this is the same person that won already.
Yeah, shit. All right.
Yeah, it's a cold game, brother.
It's a cold game. All right, TK, we normally play a game towards the end where we say, hurt or help black people. You've seen enough, you lived long enough to kind of decide, hey, this might have helped us or this might have hurt us.
Okay.
So I'm gonna just kind of go through some names, topics, and just tell me if you feel like they hurt or helped.
Okay.
Hurt or helped us. Let's start with Tyler Perry. Him buying BET.
I think it's an awesome move.
You feel like that will help us in the future?
That I don't know because I'm not psychic.
But it's an awesome move, though.
Yeah, it's an awesome move. It's a good business move. I mean, he's on there more than anybody. He got all the shows on BET. I think it's right that they give it to him. I think if they fucked up, they'd have gave it to somebody else. And he made a home for himself there. And I think that's awesome that he did that.
There you go. There you go. I gotta ask you, man. Barack Obama, man. 8 years.
Barack Obama, I think he could have done better. But what he did was he gave people hope, and it was something that we actually saw in our lifetime. See, before you was born, our grandparents used to always say that bullshit to us. You could be president one day. And you really go around saying that shit. You could be president one day. And then one day you actually saw a president. That's why his numbers are so huge. That's why people got behind it in a big way, because you actually got to see that in our lifetime. Historical moment.
Gang culture.
Bad for us.
That actually hurt us.
Yeah, that hurt us a lot.
You don't feel, and just to have that conversation, a lot of kids were lost back in the 80s, 90s.
Yes.
Didn't have
because
no
of crack
family.
cocaine. Yeah, because of crack cocaine, again, came into the communities, destroyed everybody, and just one thing led to another. Now it's an epidemic, can't be stopped.
Nah, it is. And gang culture still.
Yeah, it can't be stopped.
It still got issues.
Yeah.
I will say, and we got some women in here, but the angry black woman. Do you feel like the angry black woman helped or hurt black people as far as getting stuff done, or hurting us to get stuff not done?
I think everybody has something that can tone them down. Some women do have a reason to be mad, because there's really a lot of men who ain't shit. There's really a lot of men who have played on the intelligence of a woman and made them mad and tell them in a minute, you're crazy. But in actuality, they brought pain to that woman, because a lot of men don't know who they are. Like we talked about this at the very beginning. If you know you are, you will always be solid with a woman. But if you're a liar, so many people get hurt. She gets hurt. The kids get hurt. Like, you got some men who go both ways. They want to be men and they want to be women. And some people are married and they tiptoe in the street and live that kind of life and still come home destroying their life. Now, you got some women who will accept. I'm sorry, I was looking at somebody at my house. That's how important the phone is. Yeah. But see, I have that security system on my phone.
Oh, that's
so
lit.
when people walk around my house, I always look to see who's there.
They sleeping on the Apple Watch.
Yeah. So men have to really learn how to start being, I would say, stop being a liar first to become a man.
Okay.
That's it.
So
that's what I would say.
I will ask you, Kevin Samuels.
Yes.
Does he hurt or help us?
Yeah, I think he was awesome. So tell you a story about me and Kevin. Me and Kevin was getting ready to do the Vlad TV before
like
he died.
Duo.
Yeah, not a duo. We was gonna get our conversation together on there, because me and him was rated. If you had to go for relationship advice, who would you go to? He was rated #1. I was right behind him. Yeah. What I wanted to tell the world, I had never watched Kevin Samuels stuff until he died.
Oh, wow.
So from my side, I thought he was too hard on women. But what he did was he was great about women. But see, me being from the streets, I see life differently. I believe that you could talk shit to a female and let her know what's real by tough love. But then you got to give a woman game. You got to give it, baby, you ain't this, you ain't that, but let me show you how to win. See, I give the female the game on how to survive, how to make it. Whereas Kevin tore you down and left you for dead. I'm gonna show you how to get on your feet. I'm gonna show you how to take care of your body. I'm gonna show you how to take care of your mind, how to stack your money, and how to get your life right so you can move on through life.
Now, a lot of men will feel like giving game to a woman that you're not sexually active with works against you. What do you feel about that mindset?
I don't think it works against you. I think, give me an example about knowledge, and I'm getting ready to take my ass to bed. I gotta get up at 3.
Talk to me.
One day I'm driving down in Manhattan, see this fine woman walking. My God. This is when you can get out your car and a woman will be scared to talk to you. Talk to the female about a good 15, 20 minutes. And I convinced her to get in my car. And I drove her to where she had to go, about maybe 20 blocks. Never saw that woman ever again in my life. Fast forward to 3 years later, we're in Atlanta, and my cousins and all of us, we all walking in to this restaurant, Shark Bar in Atlanta. The host is there. My cousin says, "Hey, Simone, I want you to meet my cousin TK." And she turned around and she said, "T to the motherfucking K?" She said, "He changed my life in 14 blocks." So the job of a man is to give the woman the information. It's up to her how she processes it. See, so I give women knowledge and then they process it, but my DM is filled with women all around the world about my interviews and the knowledge that I give people, that they appreciate it so much. That's why I always say I like for women who, when they come to my show, to be really over like 40 years old. Because if you're over 40, you're gonna bump your head a couple times and you really understand what I'm saying, because now you have wisdom, you have experience, and that's key.
That's real. That's real. Last one real quick. Black Lives Matter, do you feel like they hurt or help us? The Black Lives Matter group, movement.
They embarrassed us.
Oh.
That's all they did. They embarrassed us because they didn't do what they supposed to do.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Yeah, see, if they would have really did what they supposed to do, it'd be a different world. But I do defend Black Lives Matter if I'm asked that question amongst a lot of white people who I'm going to see this. And what I do is I get petty like most people do. I say, "Oh, Black Lives Matter? So what about Jerry Lewis and muscular dystrophy?"
Yeah.
I said, because when Jerry Lewis was alive, Jerry Lewis had them phone calls 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, people calling your house, bugging you before info commercials was out, and they calling about donate certain money. And when Jerry Lewis died, most of those same damn people was not saved. They still was fucked up.
Damn. There you go. Talk about it.
The whole world is based on a Ponzi scheme. The whole world is based on a Ponzi scheme.
That's crazy.
From the government on down to your life insurance.
So let all the people know, man, what you got going, what you got coming up, what's next for T to the motherfucker.
Well, first, I'm gonna say thank you guys for having me on your show.
No, thank you for coming.
I really enjoy this. I'm just, I want to eat and go to bed because I got to catch an early flight. My special drops July 4th on Apple TV. My national tour starts July 7th at the House of Blues in Las Vegas, Nevada, called Grown Folks Talking Tour. My deal with Snapchat is going to be amazing because the way I structured that deal. The Blacktop Streetball Association, what we're going to do for the kids in the community. And then that's going to lead to something else I got planned that I'm not sharing, because I believe you keep things close to your chest until it gets ready to come out. So these things is definitely happening. The contract is signed, the seal. I could talk about it. The other thing is my legacy. This is, if I get this, I accomplish what I really want to do, and it's big. So I'm not trying to really do movies, even though I am going to do a movie in about 2 or 3 years.
Baller blocking 2.
Yeah, we're supposed to be doing baller blocking. It looked like it may take another 10 years. Yeah, because Baby and NBA Youngboy, we all are just so busy. It'll be on our radar one week, and then the next week something totally happens, and we got the script, but by the time we probably get ready to do it, we probably have to do another script. So it was good to mention it for a minute. It was a great feeling, and I hope that we do get it out.
TK, real quick, lastly, and I want you to be able to kind of speak to this story as we get out of here. You had mentioned you did a little time on Rikers.
Yes.
You have a cousin who was a federal agent.
Yes.
And he's not part of the story, but yet you used the federal agent to act like you were about to tell on Puff Daddy.
Right.
To get it all worked out in your favor, to dodge whatever they were trying to set up for you.
Yes.
For those that don't know this story, man, because this is crazy. You were on Rikers. You told them they wanted you to implicate yourself that you was there with Puff.
Yes.
And then therefore you got out of this whole thing.
Yes. Well, I'm not going to discuss that anymore either, because that's a topic that's been talked about a lot as well. But what I could tell people is that God dropped all the charges, and I'm living such a great life, and I'm just truly happy. And what I could say about these experiences that I've had in life and sitting here with you, that the world threw nothing but bricks at me. And I took these bricks and stacked them one by one, you know, like my man Franklin Saint, brick by brick. I built this motherfucker. You see me? This shit wasn't easy for me, but I like seeing it easy for the young comics. I like seeing how everybody's doing well. I truly had to work hard to actually be sitting in this chair with y'all.
Amen. Man, you know, it's just a blessing because at 63, man, you look like a good 35, man. You look like my daddy, actually. I mean, you have an amazing story. You've done so much. Your accolades speak for himself. And we just glad that you took time out to come sit with us and talk to us. Hey, TK Kirkland, this is the best part of this shit. You are a real life street star.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. And one more thing, fans in Dallas, Texas, around the world, July 28th, we're going to have a big thing at the House of Blues in Dallas. Make sure y'all get your tickets and matter of fact, all you guys are invited. I could give, since there's so many of you, I can only give y'all one ticket and y'all pay for one ticket. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of you motherfuckers. Goddamn. So, you know.
You in Charleston.
Yeah, there's going to be other people too. I'm going to put my man Special K on there.
Oh, shout out Special K.
Yeah, and I'm going to put my man Dallas.
Shout out Dallas.
D. Ellis, I think it is. D. Ellis.
Oh yeah. He's funny as shit.
Yeah, I'm going to put him on the show. So it's going to be a Dallas reunion for you guys.
July 28th.
Yeah, July 28th. House of Blues, yo.
Hey, man, real life street stars. Let's go.
Hey.